Right, so it's still the 2nd of February 2025, so things are starting to change again. Obviously after a good night out of spending 130 quid and also buying Peter his alcohol and whatever, is starting to take a little bit of a turn. So the burning starts very badly at 7 p.m, so I have to go down and inform the staff at supported housing. There's banging to say child rapist Justin having a break-in somewhere underneath me, or someone coming in and coming out has decided to bang the wall in that pattern. And as far as speaking to Peter is concerned, because he was in the garden when I went to go down because of the burning problem, he seems okay with me, and obviously we're doing a similar thing this evening, so I am looking forward to it, but not going to be drinking as much or going to be out as long as what I was yesterday. It's just a second time out for this Sunday, and then obviously that's the end of that. Someone said Sally or Gary Justin, but it said sinisterly, and after a few minutes of going down to the communal garden and seeing the staff at supported housing, I have come back into my flat and the burning's still occurring, and it's just suddenly came on very badly, so I'm not too happy about that. So all the rest of the things will be included on this later on. However, I did forget to mention a few things that occurred yesterday, which I deleted off because I just went on to the one recording because I had such a good time going to the club uptown where they played some drum and bass and some old 90s club tunes such as Alice DJ, Better Off Alone, and Robert Miles, Children and Whatever. So, and Baby D, Let Me Be Your Fantasy, which is a classic old school rave track, which is basically a former jungle track that came out before most of the stuff I'm into, not by much, but a little bit. So my stuff is sort of centred between July 1993 to July 1994, and then obviously you've had specific tracks that have been made in that sort of style here and there over the years, right up to current day near enough, but not many. So you had a couple of bike issues. Going back to yesterday, there was obviously the very cool colours were black and blue and sick white or whatever, and there's a couple of people that photographed me and some drain covers hit over, but it wasn't too bad. And then obviously a time period I was on my own for a few minutes. There was a couple of people that were walking past that were mistaking me as Savan, and there was a couple of people, like I said, that photographed me, but it wasn't bad. However, it looks like we're on the turning point at this minute in time because the burning started, so I'm not exactly sure who or what's causing it, but I have my suspicions. I have spoken to 111 in the past about this situation and other people, but this does seem to be very bad at the moment, so I'll keep you informed on that. Pete has offered to pay back the entrance fee to the clubbing of last night, and also has offered to buy some drinks for tonight, because obviously we're going back out, so he said he'd do too, because obviously he doesn't have much money. He can't do much more than that, but you know, that's it's being respectful basically for the drinks that I bought, because I bought quite a lot actually last night. So in total the whole lot came to 130 quid, but it was worth it. And obviously I do treat people, and you know, I do enjoy things like this, but for a night like this in Yeovil, it's probably the best night I've had out in Yeovil since I've lived in Yeovil, and I'm not making that up. So he wanted to pay back on my debit card, so the entrance fee, that is. But unfortunately I can't find my card because he needs a sort code and account number, so I told him not to worry about it. So not quite sure how tonight's going to look, but I'm hoping it's going to be a great night, and obviously I'm not going to be drinking anything like I was last night. I did go uptown earlier this Sunday morning. There wasn't any trouble. It was just a calm walk uptown, no threats. There is someone that was being a bit funny last night, and it's this person that dresses as Jesus Christ, known as Lotsy Burns, or Laszlo Burns. Now, he went to jail for something which I don't know what it is, and when he came out a very religious person and started wearing Jesus Christ clothing. I've spoken to him here and there, but in the early days he thought I was Sven or something like that, and things weren't too easy, and then obviously he started speaking later on. In the last couple of months things are a bit different. So he doesn't actually wear Jesus clothing. He seems to be dressing up like a hitman, basically. Laugh out loud. So he sort of changed his appearance. I went to speak to him going back just before Christmas, but he didn't seem that happy. He's talking about a fight down the road, or he said there's going to be a fight down the road, and talking about a demon. He so like that. Well, I went to say alright to him last night, and I said alright, and said, do you want to come here? And he shouted, "You're gone." So I don't know what's got into him, but other people told me he has mental health issues, and there is the possibility that when he was in jail they had some form of Jesus Christ encounter, or visitation, or some form of vision or rapture dream or something like that. But I'm a bit sceptical on all this, but there are lots of people on YouTube that mention this subject. But anyway, I'll leave it down on that subject. It's not as great as last night. There's been a couple of things said. That's why my neighbour's gone out for a fag, and that was what was it? Being knifed said. Someone was posing as if they were photographing me, but I don't think they were actually photographing me on this occasion. And a teenage girl, while walking through the door, there's three of them, about 18ish roughly, said, "Why not push the prick?" as they passed. Someone says he's being beat up, and he's being shot said. He's having a break-in said. And then there are two separate threats as well. Yes, I'm currently at Hollywood Bowls. There was another remark yesterday, in fact. It was the only remark that actually occurred when I was out, because when I went clubbing, I don't actually recall there being any threats at all. I mean, I was drinking a lot, but I don't recall there being any. So yeah, the neighbours using the facilities. Someone's saying he's been smashed out child molester. Calm in conversation and laughing, but I think that's what was being said. I'll just leave this on record a minute, because if I can, because I don't want to record the neighbours. So there's just a few things that are being said, and I just want to get the evidence if I can. Right, so tonight's been a very interesting one. Hasn't been as a happy atmosphere, because obviously there's been the people seem to be a bit more sort of slightly negative, but I wouldn't say they were causing trouble as such. It was something that was said once again when I separated from the neighbour, but on this occasion, on that specific occasion, I don't think it was a threat. I can't say it is because I didn't hear it properly, but it certainly wasn't as great as Saturday night, and Saturday night was literally no threats, and which surprised me, to be fair. Obviously Pete bought me 2 drinks, so I'm very grateful for that, because I bought him loads yesterday. I think we're just feeling a bit down today, because I did drink a lot last night, but this is all ended now, so at least for now, so that's good. I still think that the obviously when it comes to family, direct family like my brother and my mum, nothing can beat those days of when having a drink or whatever. But what I will say is it's almost as great as what it was when I went to Jason Dando's 21st, I think it was, birthday at the Palace nightclub in 2006. I think it was on the Queen's event, and I think most of the people that go to Palace nightclub went to the Westfest Hardstyle Rave event. The West Showground, I'm not sure where it is, I've forgotten. Going back to that time, 2006, I left. So at the time I left, I did actually accidentally, someone was trying to barge past and I accidentally nearly knocked a whole tray of bloody drink over, and I didn't have the money on me to pay for it if I did, but luckily that didn't go over. And obviously there was someone arguing on the back, shouting his head off as I was walking past, because he wanted to come in, didn't want to pay to come in. Didn't give me any trouble. And as I was walking back, I decided to go to the graveyard, because obviously I drank a lot. I just lied on a grave. I just felt down because what I'm about to tell you now, because the reason I left is because you had all the sexual ladies in their teens and early 20s or whatever on the first floor, sorry, from the actual main dance floor downstairs on the Palace nightclub main deck, and the sexual ladies were moaning about me, or didn't like look at my face or stuff like that, and started giving me arguments. And this wasn't fellas, this was just the women just giving me arguments, starting on me, giving me trouble. So Ricky went up, Ricky Hux, and Jason and all the rest of them went up on that time period, and to save causing trouble I decided to stay down on the dance floor area, though I didn't go on the dance floor. Jason did, and he loved the music. I'm not 100% sure, but I think they played the Green Martian Harmonic Minor, which is a good track, which is on the Ultimate Trance album, CD2. I'm not sure what track it is, I think it's track 2, I'm not sure, which is a really good track. But yeah, I left because of the attitude of these sexy women that they had against me back at that time. So that's probably the better night, even though that occurred. But as far as yoga was concerned, yesterday was really good. Today is just a general night. They closed Wetherspoons because it's going under reconstruction work, refurbishment or whatever. But that takes you to the end of today, of the 2nd of the 2nd, 2025.